Welcome you all. I am Swati Suntari, Assistant Professor of Mathematics from V.V. Vanniyaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar. In this video, we will learn about how to find the square root of a number with using some sutras in a Vedic mathematics. Now, we start with the role of square root in our day-to-day life. When we go to find a new apartment, we will wanna know the size of it. Newspaper and other online advertisements usually give the dimensions of the apartment by only listing its area such as 625 square feet. This can become hard to visualize. However, if we use the concept of square roots and convert this number in the form of 25 cross 25 square feet, it gives us a better idea of how big the apartment it is. Now, I am gonna just share about the story behind the square root of 2. But we know that the square root of 2 is a positive real number that when multiplied by itself equals the number 2. Geometrically, the square root of 2 is the length of a diagonal across a square with sides of 1 unit of length. In ancient times, the Baudhanya Sutra gives the length of the diagonal of a square in terms of its sides, which is equivalent to a formula for the square root of 2. That is, Samasya Divikarani Pramanam Tridiyena Vartayet Tak Kadurtanetma Kadustarim Sonena Savishesha. Also, the scientist Aryabhatta has given a method for finding the square root of numbers having many digits. Now, we recall the basic notions of square roots. The square root is a number which is the exponent 1 by 2 of the given number. We know that the four methods which are helps to find the square root of a numbers, that are repeated subtraction method, prime factorization method, estimation method, and long division method. First, we gonna recall the repeated subtraction method, and this is a simple method. Here, we will subtract the consecutive odd numbers from the number for which we are finding the square root till we get 0. Let us find the square root of 16. Starts with subtract of 1 in 16, we get 15. And 15 minus 3 we get 12, and 12 minus 5 we get 7, and 7 minus 7 we get 0. So, the number of times we subtract is the square root of the given number. So, here we have to subtract it 4 times to get 0. So, the square root of 16 is 4. Next, we gonna recall the prime factorization method. Prime factorization of any number means to represent that number as a product of prime numbers. Let us find the square root of 144 by using this method with these steps. In step 1, we have to divide the given number into its prime factors. So we get 144 equals 2 cross 2 cross 2 cross 2 cross 3 cross 3. Next, we form the pair of similar factors in each pair are equal. Next, we take one factor from each pair and product these factor obtained by taking one factor from each pair. That product is the square root of the given number. And next, we are going to recall the estimation method. Let us find the square root of 15. So, the nearest perfect square number to 15 is 3 squared, that is 9, and 4 squared, that is 16. So, the square root lies between 3 and 4. But 3.5 squared is 12.25, and clearly the square root of 15 is lies between 3.5 and 4. And now 3.8 squared is 14.44, and 3.9 squared is 15.21. And continue these estimations, we get the square root of 15 is 3.872. At last, we gonna recall the long division method. In this method, we can find the exact square root of any number. Let us find the square root of 180. First, we place a bar over every pair of digits of the number starting from the units place. So, we get two pairs that are 1 and 80. And next, we divide the leftmost number by the largest number whose square is less than or equal to the number in the leftmost pair. And in step 3, bring down the number under the next bar to the right of the remainder and the last digit of the quotient to the divisor. To the right of the obtained sum, find a suitable number which together with the result of the sum forms a new divisor for the new dividend that carried down. And in step 4, the new number in the quotient will have the same number as selected in the divisor. And the condition is same as being either less than or equal to the dividend. And we will continue this process further using a decimal point and adding zeros in pairs to the remainder. And at last, the quotient, the subtrahend will be the square root of the number. And here we note that the first three methods can be conveniently used for perfect squares numbers, while the last long division method can be used for any number whether it is perfect square or not. As we know that the square root of any number means to get a number which is multiplied by itself gives the given number. In the conventional method of finding square root, the divisor goes on becoming larger at each step. This increases the calculation time as well as the complexity of the problem. Here, we shall learn some speedy Vedic methods of finding the square root of perfect square numbers by Vilokana method, that is observation method. Here, the rules for applying the Vilokana method are: unit digit of the perfect square number is 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. And a perfect square number do not end with 2, 3, 7 or 8. And the digital root of the given number should be either one of the digits such as 1, 4, 7 or 9. And a perfect square number do not end with odd number of zeros, because if there are odd number of zeros at the end of a number, there it will not be a perfect square number. And the last one is arrange the given number in pairs from right to left. Consider single digit left over as the group by itself. Here, the first table shows the relation between the unit digit of a perfect square number and the unit digit of its square root. And also, we need to memorize the squares of the numbers from 1 to 10. Let's see the first example to find the square root of 841. By rule 1, the unit digit of 841 is 1. And by rule 5, we have to split the pairs from right to left, that are 8 is one pair and 41 is another pair. And by rule 3, digital root of 841 is 8 plus 4 is 12 and 12 plus 1 is 13 and 1 plus 3 is 4. So, the given number is clearly a perfect square number. And find 1 in the table, so the unit digit ends with 1 or 9. So, our answer will be ends with 1 or 9. And find 8 in the square table, so 8 is lying between 2 squared and 3 squared. So, we get 2. So, the answer of our first digit will be 2. Next, to find whether the answer will be 21 or 29. So, 2 into 3 is 6 and 6 which is less than 8. So, we get the higher number among 21 and 29 is 29. So, the square root of 841 is 29. And in a similar way, we have to find the square root of 1521. By rule 1, the given number ends with 1. And by rule 5, we have to split the number in a pairs, that are 15 is one pair and 21 is another pair. Here, the digital root of 1521 is 1 plus 5 is 6 and 6 plus 2 is 8 and 8 plus 1 is 9. So, the given number is a perfect square number and the groups ends with 1. So, our answer will be ends with 1 or 9. And next, 15 is lies between 3 squared and 4 squared. So, we get 3 squared. So, the first digit of the answer will be 3. And we have to find whether 31 or 39 is our answer. So, 3 into 4 which is 12 and 12 which is less than 15. So, we have to find the highest number among 31 or 39, that is 39. So, the answer will be 39. And now, we have to find the square root of 5184 by Vilokana method in a different way. So, the first step is going to pair the numbers from right to left, that is 51 is one pair and 84 is another pair. There are two pairs, so our answer will be 2-digit number. Now, we take the first pair, that is 51. We have to find the nearest perfect squares of 51 is 7 squared is 49 and 8 squared is 64. Here 49 which is less than 51. So, the first digit of the answer will be 7. And next we gonna take the other pair 84 which is ended with 4. So, we have to find the perfect squares which is ended with 4. That is 2 squared is 4 and 8 squared is 64. So, the answer will be 72 or 78. But we know that 75 squared is 5625 which is greater than 5184. So, our answer must be smaller than 75. So, the answer is 72. And in a similar way, we have to find the square root of 9216. In step 1, we have to pair the numbers that are 92 and 16. And first we have to find the perfect square nearest to 92 is 9 squared is 81 and 10 squared is 100. Here 81 is less than 92, so the first digit of the number will be 9. And here the second pair ended with 6. So the perfect square number which is ended with 6 are 4 squared is 16 and 6 squared is 36. So the answer should be 94 or 96. But we know that 95 squared is 9025. Also 9025 which is less than 9216. So clearly the answer should be greater than 95. So the answer is 96. Now we have to learn the general method of finding square roots which consisting of any number of digits and it is even perfect square or not. And this method of find the square root is similar to that of straight division or long division method. Now we're gonna find the square root of 54,756. Form the group of two digits from right to left. Here we get three groups that are 5, 47 and 56. Separate the left group 5 by a vertical line. Leave one space for writing reminders and draw a horizontal line as in the straight division. Draw a vertical line at the left side of the number to write the divisor. So the leftmost group is 5. Now find the maximum square of a digit that can be subtracted from this group is 5 minus 2 squared, which is equal to 5 minus 4 equal to 1. Write this digit 2 below the horizontal line as the first digit of the square root. Then place the remainder 1 to the next digit 4 of the number which is shown in the slide. Here the actual dividend is 14 and the divisor is 4. Now the actual dividend 14 is divided by 4, we get the quotient is 3 and the remainder is 2. So we have to place the remainder and quotient in the respective places, and here the gross dividend is 27 and the actual dividend will be 27 minus duplex of 3. That we have 27 minus 3 squared which is 18. And now 18 is divided by 4, we get the quotient is 4 and the remainder is 2. And now the gross dividend is 25 and the actual dividend is 25 minus duplex of 34. So 25 minus 2 into 3 into 4 equal to 25 minus 24 which is 1. Therefore 4 is the third digit of the square root and 1 is the remainder. Now our goal is completed to find the square root of 54,756. Also we have to check the answer. Here the gross dividend is 16 and the actual dividend is 16 minus duplex of 340. That is 16 minus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 4 squared, we get 0. So the square root of 5 digit number should be 3 digits only. So the square root of 54,756 is 230. And this is for your task to solve the following numbers by using these methods. I hope you all understand the Vedic methods to find the square root. And thanks for watching.